All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. It is Friday, January 19th, 24 to be this morning. I hope everyone's having a nice Friday morning. Let's go ahead and get started on the day. Okay, before we begin, make sure to read the ticker at the bottom. That's where we have the news and information that you guys may need. Again, all the headlines and stuff like that. Please subscribe to our channel. Really do appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get this on the road. On the whole, we go. Dow futures up 179 points. NASDAQ up about 0.64%. We also have the S&P 500 up about 0.43% at 48.31, while the Russell is up 0.29%. Crude oil is rather flat, 73.80. We did have a bigger draw than expected on crude oil inventories. We also have gasoline futures down about 0.44%. With gold futures at the moment, that is down, gold futures are up 0.79% at 20.37 an ounce. Silver futures 22.4, that's up slightly. Copper futures $3.77, up 0.75%. Going to euro dollar here, 108.82. That is flat this morning. So dollar yen at 148.14. Dollar Canadian dollar 134.77. That's down about 10 pips. Pound dollar again rather muted, 126.74. That's down 32 pips. Bitcoin futures 41,390, up about 1.25%, and Ethereum is right near 2,500, up about 2% this morning. Glad to be with you. Let's go ahead and get to the questions this morning. Already got some on the board. Tesla ups today. Let's see it. I've been keeping an eye on downside. So I did fill Tesla puts with masterclass students. For some reason, this is not showing. Let's see. Okay, we're good now. So I did fill Tesla puts for next week with our masterclass students. And the reason I didn't send this out to everybody is really just because of the cost. It was about a $3.90 premium. So I didn't want to send that out. It was just rather expensive. We've had a great week this week. Boeing came back for us as we expected, those calls. We also had Apple calls yesterday playing that gap fill, but we got out perfect timing, and I'm glad we did. With that being said, Tesla, I do have the 200 puts. Really, our target, at least for now, is those October lows around 193.34. The real money target, where we're looking for to buy more shares, is right around 180, guys. So Tesla does have more to go. We will use the 200-day moving average as our resistance at 231. Below that, it's still a downward trend. 295. Yep. I agree, Ryan. I agree. See if we can get that reprice on the stock and give us an opportunity to buy some. I mean, we know that every headline known to man has been hitting on Tesla. So it's one of those things that we just have to go ahead and watch the price action, see where we go. A couple of headlines this morning. Americans are finally feeling better about the economy. So what does that tell you today? So just right in time for the University of Michigan survey of expectations, consumer sentiment. So Wall Street Journal came out with a piece saying that people are finally feeling better with the economy, lower rates, lower gas prices, higher stock market. Rates really people don't follow, but again, it's the gas prices, it's the stock market, the Dow mostly. That's what makes people feel better. So again, we all know the deal. It's all about perspective, right, team? Some pre-market movers this morning. Nvidia 1.8% pre-market. Mark Zuckerberg indicates Meta is spending billions of dollars on Nvidia AI chips. More headlines here at the bottom. DraftKings upgraded to buy from hold at Stifel. Price target 45 from 40. Again, we played calls this week on DraftKings for the March expiry. Keep biting Apple, quote unquote. Apple iPhone maker is added to Evercore ISI's top picks list, excuse me. We also have Wayfair is to lay off 13% of its workforce, impacting 1,650 employees. That stock is up this morning. And here's some pre-market movers as well. Save is Spirit Airlines. That's up 24%. IBM up 2.24%, based on some AI research done by an investment bank. Microsoft's up 0.85%. We know about Microsoft. Boeing is down 1% this morning. And we had some news regarding a cargo plane flying over Miami. That was 747. Well, it rains it pours on Boeing, but at least we caught that trade. Let's go ahead and take a look at it together, the actual chart. Okay, so here's Boeing, guys. This is the hourly chart. We had a target right here. On the daily, I believe it is 216.63. We are getting close to that 200 at 214, but again, ran out of gas there. No pun intended. Taking a look at Boeing, again, I still think that 200 level seems to be that good support, but we still have that gap to fill at 197.27. We squeezed about 50% on the trade. I do have a runner going. It is for next week, but I expect this gap to fill on some kind of news or something like that. What else is moving pre-market? AMD up 1.71%. Let's go ahead and chart it together. And again, big push, all-time highs. We know the drill. Not the best daily candle, the way I see it. Could be ripe for a pullback. I wouldn't put it in investment club regarding AMD. It's trading at 1,300%, 1,300 PE, guys. 1,300. You're paying $1,300 for every dollar earned. That's price to earnings multiple. It's safe to say it's gotten away from itself. So these earnings that are coming out, guys, they need to be gangbusters. They have to be good. If not, we're going to get a pullback on AMD. It'll give us a chance to trade it to the downside. Again, nothing wrong with semiconductors. You know my feeling on that. Semiconductors are the new oil, meaning the oil back, crude oil back in the 20th century, 19th century, how important that was. Semiconductors are going to be more important in our new economy. Doesn't mean we're not going to go higher, but technically speaking, we're definitely stretched. Just be careful. Probably a good idea to take some profits if you'd like. But AMD, valuation-wise, it's just getting extremely stretched. Some other news here: PayPal up 1.75%, AT&T up 1.71%, Google up 1%, Amazon up 0.78%. I do have Amazon calls. Looks like we're just going to run out of time. Looks like we were just a little early. We filled this last Thursday on this pop here. All we did was get back to where we were pretty much on Thursday of last week. A whole round trip for nothing. But we'll see what we get. It is OPEX day, by the way. That's options expiry. Apple's up 0.67% this morning. We traded Apple. We still have that gap to fill at 191.17. Let's see if we get a pullback here. Maybe we can get back in and see if we can target that gap fill, like the way we did with Boeing on the last trade. Some other news here. Redfin report, pending home sales rose 4% in December. Biggest jump in more than 2 years. Bitcoin spot ETF, first to hit $1 billion in assets. So that ETF, obviously big deal, you know that, but it looks like it was a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, just for the fact that you could see the pullback that we had from the highs right around 49,000, and out at 50,000. Let's see if we tag that gap fill at 39,680, give us an opportunity to add some more Bitcoin if we like, and if you're dollar cost averaging, that's totally fine too. Let's go ahead to the comments here this morning. Okay, so consumer confidence. Yep. Market on all-time high in Tesla week. That tells you a lot, Ryan. Absolutely. You're not wrong. So again, we're playing strength, playing weakness. We know the drill. As of right now, it's the semiconductors planet. We're just living in it. AMD, again, I'm just looking at the valuations. It's starting to get stretched. This is how manias happen. There's no different from dot-com bubbles and real estate bubbles. Semiconductors have been on fire. We know it's very much in demand, but those valuations need to get fixed because that's a very expensive stock in terms of buying it here. I would not. If anything, you're probably taking some profits, guys. It's going to be a choppy Q1. We're going to go over the whole market together in terms of my prediction this weekend. Finally got everything in place in terms of the Stream Deck and all this post-production and video production stuff. It's a work in progress. Let's see. I'm surprised you didn't call a QQQ call yesterday. No. We did NASDAQ futures. Again, NASDAQ futures gives us a lot more control than QQQ calls. But we did hit Apple calls yesterday, which was nice. And it moved very well. We caught that. And then Boeing, well, obviously we had a carryover from a couple of days ago. That thing, guys, understand, Boeing was not an easy hold. That thing was down as much as what I want to say 52%. It got as high as 85% yesterday. Got to trust the process, guys. We're not here to make you lose. We wouldn't be in business very long if that was the case. So trust the process. We had a great week. No need to force anything in terms of the market today. Yes, OPEX means elevated volatility, possibly elevated volume, people getting out of positions, hedging, blah, blah, blah. But again, we'll take it step by step. Ryan's asking about Google. Google looks like a breakout. Looks like we're going to go for 72 at a print high of 150. I'm pretty sure 150 was probably the money target for a lot of traders. That's going to probably be a big call volumes on those strikes, or maybe some people that are selling calls against that strike. If you get about 148.72, maybe we can go for the 150s, maybe the 152s themselves. It's a great setup. It is actually an inverse shoulder. It's ready to break out. Google's a great company to own. In terms of valuations, I'd have to read up a little more on them, but earnings better be on point. And we do know that Google is laying off some people in their YouTube division. That helps the stock. Less people working, I know, in terms of society, doesn't feel good. But again, it reduces costs for business so they can run more efficiently. The expectation being production being the same with less people. That's just how it goes. I think we'll see 142.5. Yeah, I mean, we're getting a push today. I think we are up on it. We're at 146.34 on Google. It is up pre-market, so we'll see what we get. Again, I have an alert at 148.72. 480 on SPY today was a 479.47 pre-market. Good call. Good question. Did we break out the highs? 478. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close. 478.60. Your highs is right at 480. If anything, you're probably doing the 480 calls, but they're going to be very expensive unless you're doing it for this week and you want to gamble. The 480 calls, but again, we could reject. We could always reject. So we're getting very close and we're not there yet. Almost. Is Tesla up? No, Tesla is down this morning. 209.13. We closed at 211. Tesla has more to go, man. We said that many times. That 200-day, guys. That's your resistance. Until we break above 231, you shouldn't have any word of calls in your head. You got to play this out all the way down. I think we'll see 142.5 today. Oh, on Google. So you're expecting a pullback. Okay, gotcha. Well, maybe if that SPY all-time high or 480 SPY is our resistance, absolutely. Okay, that could definitely change, guys. Again, just be fluid, be flexible. You know, anything can change immediately. 10 o'clock, we have consumer confidence. We'll see if that's a market mover. Other than that, I mean, just another Friday, guys. You know, sometimes there's stuff to do, sometimes there's not. And just because there's nothing to do doesn't mean there's nothing to do. We can always research. We can always place alerts and prepare ourselves for next week. And what do I think about banks? I am bullish on the banks. Again, just for the fact that valuations are cheap. Citibank is holding some support. But as of right now, all the love and all the buying is going really to one place. Even energy is getting pulled back. It's semiconductors and mega cap tech. That's where we are currently. That's not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. I really want to reiterate that point. You're not going to go straight up. You're going to get some kind of correction. We talked about that on SPX yesterday, the retest levels. Once we get to those retests, then we can talk. I would not be buying stocks here. You're at all-time highs. Do not run to the Rolls-Royce dealership when they're telling you their MSRP is up 20% in the past 6 months. That doesn't make financial sense. If you own it, congratulations. Want to take profit? By all means. But other than that, I would not be making any kind of moves here, guys. Market ain't going anywhere. So no need to rush into anything. Take your time. We will be here day in, day out, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, every weekend, giving the recap. We'll make sure that you guys are informed to make the correct decisions. We'll go and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. Thank you so much for joining GAR Capital YouTube. Please subscribe. And we're trying to get to that 10,000 level in terms of subscribers. So it'd be a really big help. Thank you guys so much. I will see you for the next video, which would be our weekly recap over the weekend. We'll go over what happened in the market, preview the next week, and see what we can improve on and get better on. Have a great one. We'll see you then. Cheers.